Hi guys, I'm Mar.
I'm Amber.
And this is The Need to Know. Alright guys, so today we are touching on a sensitive but informative topic. We're talking about bullying. Do you have any experiences either by yourself or with others that you know?
Yeah, so I wasn't bullied, I guess like directly, but indirectly, if that makes sense. And it was from a younger age. So when I was like in elementary school, it was also kind of weird because like in my school, everybody had uniforms on, so it wasn't really about like bullying on like, oh, you're wearing those clothes, you're wearing those shoes type of thing, but it was more of like appearance-wise, I guess.
Right.
So in elementary school, I had like a missing front tooth, so I would smile a lot, and like people make fun of like my teeth and like my smile, like, oh, like you have missing teeth, ha ha ha, type of thing. And like that stuff hurts, you know, like that's not fun at all to deal with that. And then sometimes I would like hang out with the guys because I was more sportsy or like sporty than like the girls and stuff like that. So I would play basketball with the guys, I'd play football with the guys, and like sometimes the girls would like look at me like, well, why is she not playing with us in the corner, playing like make-believe and things of that nature. So like I was always like an outcaster in a way, like I didn't fit in with like the norm of like what a girl should do.
Right. Yeah, I kind of had a similar experience. Like it didn't start in elementary school, but more so like in middle school. I feel like that's the time where everybody has like their own clique for their agenda.
Yeah.
And so like if your agenda doesn't fit with theirs, it's kind of like you're an outcast. And then on top of that, like I was always like the shy, quiet kid, so that made things even worse because like, you know how like when you're quiet, so then people pick on you because you're quiet?
Yes, like, I was the same way. I was a shy kid. I wasn't like an outgoing person. I mean, like even now, I'm an introvert. I can like stay with myself and be fine. Yeah. And there's just people that are just very outgoing, very sociable people, and I'm just like, I'm cool right here in the corner. And yeah, people make fun of you because you're quiet. Like that makes no sense.
So has there ever gone a time where like the bullying got to a point where you had to like fight someone or?
I guess, but not actually. Like I didn't even fight a girl, which is kind of funny. Like I fought a guy because he was like just making fun of like how small I was, because when I was younger I was short. Like, well, I'm short now, but I was like shorter and small, and this like 5'11", 6-foot guy who was like in the same grade as me is like picking on me because I'm small, and I'm like, bro, are you kidding me? Like. And at the time, I was doing karate. So I learned how to defend myself. So what I do, I was karate kicking him, punching him, like this little girl, like beating him up. And he's like, yo, Amber, stop, stop, stop. And then the teacher got mad at me because I was defending myself. I was like, it's ridiculous. When you try to defend yourself and then you get the blame for defending yourself because you were getting bullied. Like, does that make any sense? How about you?
Yeah, I mean, it was one time where like I was raised in Brooklyn for like 8-9 years, and then I had to move to Queens. So, you know, being in a new school, like nobody knows you. And so like I was trying to make friends with people, and like, I don't know why from a young age, like I gravitated towards the girls, cause like, I guess like I was the sensitive, like trying to be cool with the girl kind of guy. And then one guy I guess didn't like it. And so he started picking on me like, I mean, to this day, like we're cool now, but like he started picking on me like, oh, he used to say like your mom jokes. And you know, like as a kid, like when somebody talk about your mom or your dad, it's like,
it irks you. Like,
it's just like
why you talking about my mom? You don't know my mom.
Yeah, like you don't know me, you don't know my mom. So like I was sitting there like being quiet, like while he was like talking, and then you know the kids in the back like, ooh, like, oh, that's great, like he cutting your ass. Oh. So eventually, like I got mad and like I started like hitting him, and then I got in trouble because I'm the one that's throwing punches, but I'm like, yeah, I ain't hear nothing he said, but as soon as I throw a punch, like, so yeah, like they called my mom got mad at me, but in the end it was like, it's not like I was punching him out of like just because I wanted to. It was more so like I was holding it back for mad long. Until like I just couldn't hold it no more, and so.
Yeah, like when my mom found out that I was hitting this kid, she was actually happy about it. She came to the school, she's like, well, why is this big kid like bullying my child? So they couldn't even have a question about it. But she was happy that I defended myself because my mom's just like, you know, if somebody hit you, I mean, they shouldn't be teaching you that, but like, she basically said like, if somebody's bothering you, you need to defend yourself.
Right.
Period.
So I actually had a question. Do you feel bullying is different in high school versus like elementary and middle school?
I think so, because I feel like in elementary school, it's kind of like so, I don't even want to say basic, but nowadays, like this generation, they know too much stuff. Like they have social media, they watching all these other like outlandish stuff, so like they know so much stuff. But like when we were younger, I feel like the bullying was like basic. It was just like, ha ha ha, you have a big nose, or like, oh, your hair is funny, or something like that. It's something like more like appearance wise. Versus like when you get to middle school and high school, it starts to be like deeper, where you talk like, oh, your mama, blah, blah, blah. Like, I think it gets deeper to the soul, where you're just like, okay, now I gotta physically fight you.
Right.
Nowadays, I don't think there's elementary kids that are fighting nowadays, but I feel like it's more of like a verbal bullying versus like when you get older, it turns like a physical thing.
Yeah, that's true. I think also too, like in high school, like elementary, middle school, you're kind of stuck to one place, and so like back in our time, like I don't know about the kids today, but back in our time, like it was go to school, go home, like you could play outside with the kids after you do your homework and things like that. Like everything was structured.
Yeah.
But now like today's kids, it's, you know, go to school, but I got a phone at like 7 years old, so I'm on Instagram and TikTok, like
TikToking.
Like I'm in a school now, like I work in a school, and I literally see like second graders like making TikToks on their phone, and I'm just like,
that's
that
crazy.
makes no
like,
sense.
Like the cell phone I had in elementary school didn't even have a camera to do that. Like it was a flip phone. Like who doing TikToks?
Like on their phone.
Imagine.
But it's like, I feel like the kids today are so exposed to a lot of things that they shouldn't be exposed to. So it gives them like leeway to, you know, say things that's like, whoa, like no 7-year-old kid should be saying that.
Exactly.
So, but in high school, I think even today, like high school is so, I think they give the kids a little more freedom, because it's like now you're older, and so you get to see a lot more. Like now your vocabulary is like, you know, a lot sharper, and so you start saying things that's like an adult would say to another adult. And so high school, but I feel like no matter what era we come from, like high school was always that time period where it's like, it was a bullying zone, but it was meant to like build you up to become who you are. So
yeah, I feel like it kind of prepares for reality. As you said, like younger kids are structured in this like little environment. Like the school that I was a part of, we had like 200 kids. It was so small. And then going to high school, 4,000 kids. So
it's like
huge environment, huge, like different people, different ethnicities, races, blah, blah, blah. And then going to like that type of high school where you have all that exposure, and also kind of, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just more opportunities to see like how people interact with others. And then when they start bullying you based on just deeper stuff, you're just like, oh snap, like this might be even my reality after high school. Like you're gonna face other adults that may bully you because of things you can't really control.
Right. I know we touched upon like, you know, the kids of today with social media. So do you feel like social media is enhancing or making bullying like better, I guess?
I think social media is just making it worse, honestly, because nowadays you can create a fake account and bully people through that, and they have no idea who you are. You know, like it gets so scary where somebody can literally DM you and just say all this like nonsense about you. And you're like, I don't even know who this person is. I can't even defend myself because I don't know who they are. It may be somebody you know or may not know. So social media can be so scary, you know? People just like to sabotage it. Social media can be a beautiful thing, but then it's just, those morons just want to like take advantage of it, you know?
I feel like social media is, like you said, like it's meant to be a beautiful thing, but like people have taken it so far. It's like, okay, back in our time, like bullying was, okay, I'm gonna pick on you, but then once the bell rings and we go home, it's like, okay, that's it. Like I don't see you again until tomorrow or until we go back to school. Whereas like social media is now like, okay, the bullying goes past the school grounds. Like,
yeah, you can continue it,
Yeah.
which is like, that's so scary. Like, it's a never-ending cycle where like you don't get a break unless you get off of social media.
right. And people could make fake accounts. They can make like, they could even go on their friends' Instagram and like
Yeah.
tweet about you or like throw weird pictures. It's like, I feel personally, like I feel bad for this generation just because like, I feel like by the time social media kind of like blew up, like we was already like in high school about to leave. Whereas like the kids now are like, they're like deep into it where like all they know is social media. And so,
Yeah, like kids learn about social media and like technology at such a young age. Like I've seen kids playing with iPads at 2-3 years old. Like
yeah, it's like
I don't remember touching an iPad at that age.
until like middle school. Like,
Exactly. So I think I had one like 4th grade, but it was, as I said, it was a flip phone, and I only called my parents and my brother. That was it.
I was in the same school from 1st grade to 8th grade. So it was like, where was I going? Like,
Yeah.
I was going home. Like I lived next to people, so it was like I was always with somebody. It was like, wow.
No, I was the same way too. Like I went to school from pre-K to 8th grade, and then I was dropped off to school, picked up from school. So
Yeah, I didn't take a bus by myself until like 5th grade. Like I got picked up, until that grade. Like
Nah,
that's
same.
I didn't take a bus to school by myself until freshman year of high school.
Same.
Nah, you violent.
Nah, same. I mean, I went to school in Brooklyn, and I live in Queens, so
Oh yeah.
that trip would have been different.
Nah, that's a commute though. Like for that age, I think that's a commute. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like high school you could go commute to another borough. Like, but I feel like till 8th grade, like you should be down the block if that's the case. Like, I mean, I wasn't down the block, but I was like on the other side of Queens. But still, that's still like it's not hard. And then people live next to me, you know, so you still take the bus together.
That's
not
cool.
get snatched up, like you know, something is happening to you. That's good. Some people just. I've been seeing little kids, they be like this big, walking home by themselves.
I'm like, where's your mom?
Yo, and sometimes, they be like 12, 13, and I'm like, yo, you're mad small.
And then it's worse when like the 12-year-old is taking care of like the 5-year-old sibling. I'm just like, two of
that's
y'all
even
need
worse.
your mom because.
And then they got to high school, they was giants.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it happens.
I was like, wow.
The growth spurt is real. Like my brother, I have a twin brother, and we were like the same height for like all of elementary school, middle school. Sophomore year, shot up like 6 inches. I'm like, all right, cool, bro.
Like that's crazy. Like guys, growth spurt is like really is less. Like girls can be mad tall. Like my school, all the girls was tall. The boys was like this big. And then now you should see them. They're like all the way up here, mad tall. Like they're mad tall. I'm like, yo, I'm a midget like compared to y'all now.
I remember I used to work in high school, and my students would ask me like, "Oh, Miss Amber, you ever got in a fight?" I'm like, "No, I have not." And then, "Oh, you lying?" I'm not lying. Like, why would I lie about not being in a fight? And then, "Oh, because if you're in high school, you always fight."
No.
Because y'all fight, not me. I was so mad. I was just like, I was so naive, like, and also sheltered. So whenever there was fights, it was outside of the school. So a lot of the kids, they commuted. They would take the bus home or whatever. So I guess they would always plan a fight somewhere else. And I was always at the school and after school or something. So I was not part of the mixiness until like the day after when I heard. I was like, oh snap, somebody fought? That's crazy.
Damn, it's
That
different.
used to be like there was in high school there was like this little staircase. I tell you, to this day, I don't know where that staircase is at. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like people be like, go to staircase. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Like what staircase?
What staircase? And then they would try to explain it to me, and I'd be looking at them like, yo, I don't even know what part of the school that is. Like, what are you talking about? They'd be like, under the staircase, bro. There's mad staircases. Like, what are you talking about? To this day, no one can ever tell me.
That's
that.
wild.
Like, I don't know where that is it at?
But like, what if I want to know where the staircase at?
Because that's where the fights be. I'm missing all the fights if that's the case.
See,
Like,
they be hiding everything.
but they will fight there, like, and it just be crazy.
I seen like all fights, like, cause I went to a school that's like right next to Jamaica Projects, so it was like it's literally across the street.
Oh yeah, it's over.
Literally.
It's over.
So it was like there was fights inside, there was fights outside, like.
And your school had beef with the other school down the lane.
See,
Wait, I think.
that's a different type of beef. Like when schools got beef with each other.
What was it? I think.
That's August Martin.
August Martin. Yeah.
Oh, nah, that's a fighting school.
August Martin is bad. Like, that school is bad.
Bad.
Yo, they was beefing with everybody. Like.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess speaking on that subject, do you feel like bullying is different for guys as in girls, or?
I think so. Yeah. I think like with guys. So with guys, in terms of like bullying, bullying guys, I think that you just talk about like, oh, you can't get that girl type of thing, or I think it would probably be beef about girls, like, oh, I want her, no, I want her, and then you'll go like behind each other's back or something like that, like, oh, like I fucked her or something like that, and you just be like, wait, what? Like I told you that, like I'm trying to get that, so I think that will cause fight. Girls. I think it can be different things. It can be from like you talking shit behind my back. It can be between a guy. It can be you used to talk to a guy and then a girl stabbed you behind the back and started talking to him. It can be different things.
Yeah, I feel that. I mean, I think more so in high school, like I've seen a lot of times where like girls will beef about the weirdest things. Like it could be like, oh, like wow, like
somebody just because they hang out with this person, like
like I don't like
I've
them.
seen that before too. Like I've seen
well,
like
that used to be me. Like mad girls that like me because I hung out with one of my friends. Like and we was cool. We was so cool. Like all like until like the whole time I've known him. Like we always every class we had we would sit next to each other. We would talk. We'd be down the hallway. The locker was next to each other. All of that. And then every girl would just be so mad. They like, oh, you was just want to talk to him. I'm like, you're fiending. Like,
right,
I don't even
like
him like that.
Yo,
I don't even like him.
I had the same situation like that. I was friends with this guy, and we didn't even go to the same school. We like knew each other through track. He went to a whole school like in Manhattan. I was in a school in Brooklyn, but we would always like talk like as friends. A girl that he liked and she liked him, she didn't like me, and I'm like, what did I do to you? And I was like really perplexed on like how she was feeling, because she would like say hi to me at track meets. I'm like, all right, like we cool. But then the guy be like, oh yeah, she don't want me to talk to you no more. I'm like, what did I do? I didn't try to make a move on you. First of all, I don't think you were attractive at all in that type of way. Like, I'm not interested in you at all, and I told her that. But for some reason, she didn't like me.
I think girls like get fixated, like once they don't like you, like that's just it. I feel like that's just the thing. But I be like, why? Like what did I personally
do
say to you?
Right.
Do to you that you don't like me because I'm talking to this person? But if you thought that you could get a shot, then you shoot your shot, no? Like
don't let me be in your way. Like here.
Like I'm not in the way. Like I'm just here. Like you can't be mad that I'm here because in reality I was here already.
Yeah.
Like we're friends.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's also like it comes into with jealousy, like you envy somebody, and it's like why? Like I feel like once you establish like, you know, this is not what it is, then it should be done.
Yeah.
Nah, that's not what happens.
I feel like there's insecurity. Like I think it's that insecurity too. Like why would you feel like he's gonna go behind your back against me when we both told you nothing is going on? Sometimes that does happen, unfortunately. Like they say nothing's going on and something is going on, but like I don't got time to be in that mix up.
And I feel like, you know, like a lot of people also don't know the difference between like the type of attraction somebody has for somebody. So it's like, you know, you can be an attractive person. That doesn't mean that I want you in the way that you want this person.
Right.
And I feel like, you know, that's also the problem. You're like, wow, like you think that this is what I want. And it's not. Like it's not what I want. We're not on the same page in terms of this person.
Right.
And I think that's like usually, especially in high school, I feel like that's like the biggest thing. But I'm just like, cause it's like sometimes you don't, once you put yourself in the mix, that's when the problems come to you. You be like,
Yeah.
it's not that serious.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. I'm not trying to bust my head.
No.
Like, nah, it's okay. I don't need all that stress.
No.
Like, high school is like freshman year, the freshmen don't talk to the seniors don't talk to the
Yeah,
freshmen.
like,
I never understood that.
Me neither. Like, you about to leave. Why are you talking to this little kid that's not, like, I was even 13 in high school. So, 'cause I have a late birthday. So I was just like, but seniors were really talking to their freshmen. I'm like, yo, this person is about to be a whole adult. They about to be 18 or already 18. Nah.
Nah, for real.
Different.
That's crazy.
Like, that's me thinking now, like, if I was a senior talking to a freshman, like, you just graduated 8th grade. Like, ew.
That's true.
You know? That's just
I
a
feel
whole
like-
different.
Yeah, like high school, I think high school put a lot of labels on things like if I was a freshman but a junior liked me, it was like to a guy like that's like, oh, like you a play, like, oh, that's big time, but like to other people that's like, no, that's weird, she's older, like you're younger. But I feel like in high school it makes sense that like a senior really shouldn't be talking to a freshman, but then it's like once you get to college, like the same thing is
That's
different.
Yeah.
Because it's like in college, like if a junior wanted to talk to a freshman, it's like it's kind of okay because it's like
You're both.
she's what, like 20 and you're 18 as a freshman. But like in high school, like a freshman to a senior is like, whoa. Like,
Yeah, that's
I
too
feel like
much.
high school is a very like touchy thing when it comes to like dating, especially like in that sense. Because
Yeah.
it's like, okay, once you turn 18, it's over. Like you can't
It's like, nah, that's
Yeah,
illegal.
like that's illegal now.
like, so it's like, you know, you be like, damn, you know, you don't want that to like cause any harm.
Yeah.
But then when you think about it, in real life, that happens all the time.
Yeah.
So it's just like where's the balance in that?
Yeah.
But then to us, it's just like that's just weird. Like,
It is
why?
weird. And then another thing that kills me that like nowadays in high school, kids don't even look like their age.
That's
They be
it.
grown.
They be looking growner than
Have
me.
whole
Like,
beards and you like, damn, bro.
you're like, how old are you? Oh,
I'm 12.
I'm 12. What? Bro, you want to see a picture of me when I was 12? Because, nah, and
It was something in the water.
something's in the water because,
Because
no.
no way. I was like, yo, why this boy looks so grown?
grown like with the full beard, deep voice. I'm 12. What?
No way, bro.
I was like, yo, I know people that's older than you that still don't got facial hair. Like,
That's
Yo.
It be 30-year-olds like trying to get that. It's
Right. They be like,
you
what's your
12?
secret, bro? What's your
Like,
secret?
no sense,
but nah, the makeup, I'm like, so y'all get up that early in the morning to do y'all makeup to still be late. To still be late.
bro. Nah, that's the thing. In high school, it's like I feel like everybody's on that whole like impression wave where like
Yes.
you gotta be the most popular or you have to be this. Like
Right.
high school, like once I look back at high school, like I realized I think in junior year of high school, like none of that really matters. Like
I'm like, yo, we don't live on TV.
Right, like nobody's watching your every move.
nobody's watching.
Yo, I was like, we don't, like, high school is not a TV show. Like,
It's not.
I'm
People
not here to impress you. Like, I'm not, I don't even want to be here.
here,
Yeah,
like,
like-
I don't want nobody to even see me. So, like, people be wearing all this makeup. They be wearing all these like clothes, like mad flashy clothes, wearing purses as their book bag. I'm like, you know, you got no books in that book bag.
Like
None. You got like a, you know, those spiral.
Nah, I'm not gonna lie. I used to be like, yeah, you know, I could have this little purse, and then I'm like, yo, my shoulder hurts.
Right.
Like, that's
I tried it too. Cause I was like, oh, it can be cute. Like,
after a while, you be like, yo, my
shoulder hurt.
Let me get myself
A
nice
book
little
bag. Let me save my shoulder for the future.
Yo,
It was
high school is
different.
different.
It was different.
I don't really think like I haven't seen anything in terms of college, but you guys experienced pretty different.
I don't even think it was called bullying. I think it was just more of like being racist or ignorant. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just like another term of bullying.
Yeah. Like I think high school was like a more advanced elementary bullying, but like college was like, all right, you're an adult, so like now I know everything, and so instead of coming at you because you don't got the flyest clothes, like I'm gonna come at you because you're black, or like it. I mean, high school is deeper than elementary. Like obviously in elementary, people clowning you because like your shirt is on backwards or something. Whereas in high school, it's like oh, your mom's or something. Whereas college is like an educated.
Yeah, like you can't even afford to come here.
Yeah, like
what are you like on like financial aid or something? Like, you
yeah,
know, like
it cut
that's deep. Like yo, now you coming for my financial stuff? Like that stuff I can't control.
And it's like in college, like you're not gonna catch that every day, but like you'll feel the I don't know how to explain it. Like in high school, elementary, it was more physical. Like people will like verbally and physically say stuff to you. Whereas in college, like
it's like a financial thing.
Yeah, like they don't directly say it to you sometimes, but like you could just feel.
Yeah, it's like an indirect thing.
Yeah,
and like the stereotypes too. Like, oh, is that your real hair? Can I touch your hair? Even though it's not bullying.
It's like.
But in a way, now you're making fun of like how I look because like you're assuming that this is not my hair, or why do I have my hair like that?
I feel like that's also like people who are not like in diverse places, like they're just so used to like just them. I feel like me, I've always been in a place where like it was different, like it was very diverse, so I'm used to that. So like I went to a predominantly black college. Like that was horrible. Like I was just like, y'all are different. Like and it's like you guys were all the same, and it's like you guys like y'all are weird. Like it's like you have different types of people in terms of this group wants to be with each other, like they friends, they went to the same school, they came together.
Yeah.
Then you have the people who like, okay, I'm flashy, I'm this, I got money. Then it's like you have the people who like they don't have anything or whatever, and it's like they need help, or it's like so many different mixes of black people, but then it's just like, and they're just all ignorant still, like they all just still, and it's like it's weird because it's like we should be uplifting each other, and we just knocking each other down. Like, I don't understand that. Like it just was weird.
You know, I felt the same way with my college. I actually went to a predominantly white school, so it was like at the time it was about less than 4% black people, which was like. Barely saw them in my classes. I probably saw one like across the campus. I was like, oh, that was a black person. And I was part of the track team too, so it was maybe like 5 of us out of a group of 60 girls, so very small. And I felt that way too, even with the small amount of black people there. There was no unity. I felt like everybody was like competing against each other. I'm like, y'all, it's not even that many of us here. Like, we're supposed to be together, unified. And there was a time where, like at my school, there was a whole bunch of like political things going on with the college president, and we wanted him to resign and things of that nature. And the black people were like getting mad at other black people because they were like, oh, you should be sleeping in the campus, like the campus hall, whatever, at night, like for protesting. I'm like, no, I'm not, because I paid my tuition to sleep in this dorm room. I'm gonna sleep there. And they're like, oh, you're not supporting the black people. So it was just so weird. Like, it was just a lot of mixed, like, it was just a lot of like beating heads, like bumping heads with
like
that.
Everybody's priorities was different.
Yeah, like my priority wasn't for boycotting and protesting. I'm sorry, like I'm here to get my degree.
Yeah.
I'm not personally affected, but like I will support in a way that I don't have to leave my dorm room. Like,
I feel like bullying. I think bullying exists mostly like when you're younger, just because you don't have anything better to do. Whereas like once you become an adult, like bullying still exists, don't get me wrong, but like we're so, like once you turn 18, it's like, okay, I don't have time to necessarily kid around anymore. Like now I gotta get a degree, or I gotta get a job, or I gotta pay bills now. So it's like, I don't really have time to sit there and like throw subs at you, even though people still do it.
yo, old people do that stuff too on Facebook. Like, it's crazy.
It makes no sense. But like for the most part, like I think my college experience, like I've had like a few professors who like I found to be racist or things of that nature. But like when it came to the group, like I went to like a mixed school. Like it was mostly Spanish people, but there was like
Really?
Yeah.
Jumping is like It's wow.
Mad Spanish people. It's like a Spanish and white, and then there's like a few, like a good group of black people. But like when it came to like the students, like I didn't really experience bullying from the students as much. It was more so like if there was protesting, then there's protests, or and also in college, like I realized like you can't really fight anymore, like because once you fight, it's not like in high school where like, oh, you're suspended or you stay home for a week. Like in college, if you fight, like you could get expelled from the university. And it's like,
yeah, is it really worth it?
It's not, yeah. So I've seen people like get upset, like, oh, I want to fight you, but it's like, nah, like I'm trying to get this degree, like chill, like I'm not trying to lose all the money I paid. So I feel like the adulthood kind of strips away a little bit of the bullying, even though it's still there, but it's not like as heavy as it was in high school or middle school.
Yeah,
so.
It's like bigger consequences. Like
right.
You're gonna get kicked out of school. You're gonna go to jail. Like
lose your job.
Right. There's certain things that you cannot do as an adult. But like as you said, when you get younger or when you are younger, okay, slap on the wrist. Yeah. Oh, Billy's just playing around.
But it's like, yo,
no,
adult, like, you bully somebody, bro, your whole life is upside down. Like,
yeah, it really makes you hesitant, like who you talk to and how people may perceive you before you even interact with them. You're like, oh my gosh, like it's a trigger. It's really a trigger.
So I guess my last question, I think I saw somewhere where somebody was saying like bullying actually helps you grow into who you are. So do you believe that bullying can be a good thing, or is it just all bad?
I think it can be a good thing. I think it teaches you how you should treat people, and because bullying may have treated you the wrong way, it just teaches you like, okay, this is not how I'm going to treat people. You know, unfortunately, we do live in a world where there's so many people that bully others in different ways, physically, mentally, verbally, whatever. But I think it does teach you how you should treat others, and you shouldn't bully people. Like that's not cool. How would you feel if you get bullied? You know, you try to look at it in another person's perspective. Put yourself in that person's shoes. They feel low, they feel depressed, and unfortunately, like some people actually commit suicide because of being bullied. So it makes you just like think really deeply. Like, okay, I know how I felt when I was bullied. I'm not gonna treat anybody like that. I think
there's a small portion of it that's good. Like sometimes it could build somebody to be stronger. Like there are some people out there who it's the wrong way to say it, but like, you know, they're kind of sensitive or they kind of need that push to be like, you know, more defensive of themselves. And so even though it's the wrong way to go, I feel like there's other ways to get that person, you know, stronger. Like bullying sometimes does push them in that regard, but for the most part, like you said, like some people go to the extreme to where like, you know, they eventually commit suicide, which is like the last thing you want. And so I feel like to a small degree, yeah, bullying sometimes, like on a rare occasion, does help someone, but at the same time, like I think no matter what, it's always the wrong way to go, because you never want somebody to put you down or make you feel less of a person. And so, all right, so I guess to close it out, what advice would you give to people who are either experiencing bullying or being the bullier?
I guess like my advice would be seek help. I feel that we should have at least one person we can talk to, whether it's a family member, a friend, somebody that works at your school, somebody that you can talk to kind of figure out a solution, because you need somebody on your side to kind of understand how you're feeling and empathize with you and figure out a way to kind of end that bullying from happening. And of course, like the solution should never go into like a physical thing, like, oh, I'm gonna bully them back or I'm gonna get them jumped or something. Like I feel like there's better solutions for that. But if you can have somebody in your corner that truly cares about your well-being and your mental health, I would seek out help from them. Even a psychiatrist, like if you have to actually get like professional help about it, get it, because that's gonna really impact like how you're gonna perceive things in the future. How about you?
Yeah, I think that's like the biggest thing I could think of. Like I remember as a kid, like I used to not get bullied, but people used to talk about me all the time. And so I feel like the biggest thing, especially for men, is to like open up. I think a lot of times we're like too closed because like we want to be perceived as a man, and so feelings doesn't exist. But I feel like in order to heal or move on or even like solve the problem is by opening up, speaking to someone, like seeking help. It is okay to cry, like if you need to. I mean, worst come to worst, like do like Amber, learn some karate, like, you know what I'm saying? Like kick them one time, like, cause sometimes some people dead need that. I'm not promoting that, but sometimes some people do need they need a little beating. But yeah, like in all seriousness, like seek help, like talk to someone, open up, like express how you're feeling, and then, you know, things could change. With that being said, where can they find you on social media?
All right, so y'all can find me on Instagram. My personal is Ambeezy, AMBEEZYY with 2 underscores. Or you can find me on my fitness Instagram, which is Thick and Fit with period after thick and a period after fit.
All right, but until next episode, guys, you guys can follow me at _ we want more. Follow partner Ree the host, and her editing page, Serena Castillo Edits. And make sure to follow our wonderful shows page. It's TNTK Show on Instagram and Twitter. But as always, guys, thank you guys for watching the show.
And that's all you need to know.
Bye, guys.